Hey y'all, it's me, Niecy Lynn. This is Friday the 17th of December. Oh my gosh, February. I'm looking and reading something at the same time. The 17th of February. This is Flosstube 163. These weeks are flying by. This has been a week of a lot of stuff. After I filmed on Friday, I found out that, well, right at that time, my Aunt Wanda had been killed in a car wreck. So we have, sadly, I've got to see some of my family members, but under terrible circumstances. So, but I have Kiri, her granddaughter, my cousin's daughter, and her husband here from Colorado. They're in the other part of the house. The girls will be over later. We'll do our usual Brahms dinner. They're not going to spend the night, but we'll go to dinner like always. I got to go to Valentine parties yesterday. I cooked for Lori and Mike and my cousin Lisa. We took food over there Tuesday night and visited with them and ate dinner. Wednesday, I took food to Daddy and Annie's and ate with them because Daddy had treatment on Tuesday. So the next day, you know, they're both pretty tired because it's a whole day that they're at the hospital. So I just made extra. I made pizza lasagna, which I don't know why it's pizza lasagna except it has pepperonis in it, but it's really easy and everybody likes it, and Daddy ate it really good. He got a good report. He gained 4 pounds. So thank y'all for your thoughts and prayers and keeping him lifted up because it has been, man, it's a lot. It's just a lot. And then Monday was Mama's doctor day. So there's not, and also when I went to Daddy's on Wednesday, I got to have Catch all day. So Catch was with us over there. So we had all the nice, fun family visiting this week. So I didn't get a ton of stitching done. I got some. I did get an FFO and a finish. So not too bad. A little bit of happy mail. So I do have some things for us to talk about today. Let's see here. I'm going to push this back in here and everything. I'm pretty disorganized over here. So we're just going to roll with it today, guys. Okay, first we will do Halloween Rules. We'll talk about it. Halloween Rules is by Lizzie Kate. And I'm just gonna put it up here because I did finish this tombstone this morning because the tombstone had been sitting here unfinished. And so I did finish it this morning so y'all can kind of see it a little bit. And I'm stick that needle right there. This is, I think, available on, I think 123 Stitch has all theirs now. I think that's where you have to get anything Lizzie Kate nowadays is from them. I think they bought, if I remember correctly, they bought out everything when they retired. So this is the whole shebang right here. Halloween Rules, and I'm working on the header, which is free download. And then, you know, you just purchase your charts here. So I have all my charts. The header is the biggest part. And I finished up one of the tombstones this week. So here is my tiny bit of progress on Halloween Rules. Once I get this finished, and several of y'all were kind enough to say that, yes, once you get that header finished, the each little individual square goes by really fast. So this weekend, maybe I can get the rest of the header done. That would make me really happy if this week I could get that done. But you can see it's starting to come together. That's the little W, and the Halloween is the top of the tree. So I've got the R and the U tombstones, the EEN and the HALLO over there. And then the top little part is finished. It is on a piece of I thought I had it in here. It's a piece of 32 count something, I think. .32 count R&R chestnut is what it's on. I need to put that on the little tag on the flosses. 32 count chestnut R&R, and I think that's the called for. So I did get a tiny bit done on it, and I think, you y'all, I think I grabbed a piece of the wrong color floss. If you'll look, the tombstone for the S is not quite the same as the tombstone for the L. So, I don't know how that happened, but it did, and it's fine. It's not like tombstones are all the same color, after all. So, that one has been crazy fun to work on because you can just kind of, it's easy to follow at night if you're wanting to just be kind of stitching along and working on something. It is super easy to keep up with on that 32 count and with the, just the outlines, you know, the tombstones, nothing too intricate, nothing you have to be switching around to very much. Okay, I'll put that over there. Patty will probably still come be naughty in a few minutes and knock it in the floor. Okay, I'm showing North Wind because somebody sent me saying they'd ordered it. And I love when that happens, when y'all order it, because I showed it, because that's, I really feel like that helps the designers. And some of these charts, I really just don't think they look, I mean, when I see this, and I'm even gonna take it out of the wrapper, so I usually don't, but so y'all can see how it, the picture of it is here, and that's pretty, but it, when we put it and you look at it on the actual fabric, and you can see the stitches, and this is on a piece of 40 count Sea Storm, and it is so pretty. And the white stitches show up, even though you're just using one thread, they show up and look beautiful. And you know I love for something to show up and show out every time. Oh, dang, that goes in that. Go over there. But look how much prettier that looks than the picture. The picture just does not pick up the depth of that white on the blue. It's beautiful. That leaf is a Wicked Stepmother Falling Leaves. Is that color. This piece is just gorgeous. I haven't had a lot of trouble with the 40 count seeing it. I thought I might, but I really think a lot of times it's not so much the count as the color, because I pulled out Woolly Winter and put a few stitches in it one night, and it was night, so it was, you know, dark, and we were watching TV, so I just had a little, you know, spotlight thing on it. So that, I think, makes, it wasn't, there was no ambient light, you know, in the room, just what I had on there. But I think for me, the darker the fabric, the harder it is for me to stitch. And you'll see there's not a ton of difference in these two fabrics, but I think having a lighter undertone makes a ton of difference for me. So this is North Wind by Little House Needleworks. Let's see if I can get this guy up here. Maybe we can see a little better. See what I'm saying? The picture just doesn't show it off like it. And I think that just happens with needlework sometimes. It just can't capture the depth. I mean, you know, you're looking at a 2D image of something that is, for all intended purposes, 3D, because your stitches do have a height to them. So it does make some shadow and difference on the fabric. So that just is not near as beautiful as that is. It's so pretty. And it's a joy to stitch. It's Little House Needleworks patterns are really clear and really easy to read to me. So I always enjoy that about them. I don't have problems seeing anything on their patterns at all. So that is the North Wind by Little House Needleworks. And I'm not gonna completely put it up because when we put Woolly Winter on here, I'm gonna try to just roll it up so you can see the difference in the two fabrics, because it was a whooping. You go in here. And these are my threads. Look at that. Falling leaves by Stepmother. It is so beautiful. That's what that one leaf is. So if you like a fall palette, this is a beautiful fall palette. And with it on the blue fabric, the gray blue fabric, that's enough variance for me. I don't like when everything's real. I need some color in there. Real monotone is not my bag. But I'm going to put this one here, and then I'm going to pull out the woolly winter fabric right here so we can see, y'all can see, I mean, there is not that much difference, but boy, it sure is a difference in how I can see it. This is Woolly Winter by, I believe it's Shepherd's Bush. I'll sit here and tell the story. Yes, I'm not lying yet. Okay, now we're just stitching along on it. So we'll just turn it this way. And I mean, it is really, and I grabbed that stitch, which is not a good thing, but look at that. There is very little difference in that fabric. That fabric is nowhere near black, but it is so much harder for me to see this fabric at night than for me to see the North Wind fabric. So just be mindful of that. Sometimes if you can just go up a couple of shades, it can make a lot of difference in how easy or hard something is to work on. So this is it. This is Woolly Winter by Shepherd's Bush, and you can't really tell a lot by the picture. Here again, it's going to be one of those that when you're finished, the stitch itself is going to be so much more beautiful than the picture. The picture is beautiful, but it just can't capture all that. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to open this up, and you can see I worked on my little mittens a little bit. I added some more to the mittens. Let me see if I can get this on here. And it is long and thin, so, and I started in the middle. I don't know why. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Who knows with me? I don't know. So if I don't know, I'm sure no one else does. Put that right there. Hey, there we go. Watch me work. Okay. So this is the stitches I've got so far. The hearts, the mittens, then it says heart. There are a row of hearts. I did some on the hearts too. There's an inside color that doesn't show up a lot on here till you get the outside done. Mittens and brides. I stitched a little bit more on the mittens. And then this one does have specialty stitches. So I don't know if we can get it up there where you can see them past that fold good or not. It's got some satin stitch in it so far. And I don't know, a long arm stitch is what I call it. It's like, it's got one regular short leg and then a long leg. It's like a long leg stitch over the top. I don't know if that'll show up at all. Let me see, guys. There we go, maybe. You can't really see the long leg, but you can see how much it's so pretty. And the picture really just doesn't do it justice. The other thing I need to do on this one, which I did not do, is it very clearly tells you what row, okay? So let me see if I can show this without showing the chart. How to do this. Okay, yeah. It tells you, so here's your back page, okay? So it tells you your colors and everything. And then it'll tell you row, I've got them all in the wrong order here. And it also gives you the steps. It tells you how to do the steps really well. 1, 2, where's 3? 3. Okay, here we go. So on this one, it tells you like row 1 is pulled work and row 2 is a star stitch, and like this. And so what I should do is just run me a little thread across so I'll be sure I stay, and then that would make it also easier for me to keep track of where I'm at. So their patterns are also really nice, very detailed. They give you all the information you need. If you haven't done a lot of specialty stitching, they give really good instructions on their specialty stitching. So that is Woolly Winter by Shepherd's Bush. It is so pretty. I think it came maybe as a kit, I'm not sure. It was gifted to me. And that little snowman at the top is so adorable. And I don't usually stitch a lot of snowmen because of the white stitching. So he was so cute that I just couldn't resist though. I'm gonna fold this fabric in a different place to try to start getting over the fold where it was in the package for so long. But that's Woolly Winter by Shepherd's Bush. And I love it. Okay, you can go over there now. I'm trying to stay somewhat organized, y'all. We all know that is always a chore for me. Okay, Robin, I was laughing at you saying your husband would go to work dressed like Charlie Brown because we had the same thing this morning. Can I wear this together? Can I wear this together? I'm like, oh my Lord. Oh, because it's cold here today and the wind is like blowing like a gale. I have all kinds of birds. The backyard is just covered because my feeders are full. So they are out there just living their best life because they're starving. Northwind Halloween Rules. That was my, oh, I'm on the wrong page. Woolly Winter, we talked about that one. Okay, I did have a start. I had a start this week, and I have to show you on my iPad the start. It is by Doreen Jones, and it was, I've been thinking I hadn't stitched anything for Hannah, excuse me, in a while. And somebody posted they had started this, and it is a Doreen Jones, and it was one of her, it was her Friday freebie last Friday, I think. It's on her Facebook group. I'm not sure if it's on her Etsy page or not, but it is in her Facebook group. And here it is. It's for the Lunar New Year, which I think is tomorrow, so I won't get it done on time. But it has the little smiling kitty and the beautiful lanterns and all the blossoms. It's just so cute. And I wanted my kitty to show up more. So what I did was, oh, you need to go over here too. I went and found a scrap of even weave that I dyed blues and grays. These are the DMCs that it calls for. There's like 4 colors, and that's it. So cute. And I just went and grabbed it up and started stitching. And now I've started on the kitty cat, and I worked on it a little last night right before I went to bed. So I will try to get, let's see, I'll move this guy over here. Like I said, it's just a piece. Y'all know I keep all my pieces all the time because I do use them. And this little piece will be perfect fitting on here. And then, so I thought it was so cute. And then I thought, you know what, I could stitch it for Juanine. But I think they have another little Good Luck Kitty that I may stitch for Juanine. But I went ahead, I don't have it calls for gold metallic that I don't have on here. I have it in there in my stitch room, but I didn't put it on here because I'll stitch it probably close to the last. But it calls for, so some of the lantern isn't filled in because it'll call for the gold sparkly thread. But I went ahead and did some of the back stitch so y'all can see how pretty her back stitch makes things. I got those 3 flowers done. The lantern is done except for the gold metallic thread. there's that branch started across the top, and then there's the little kitty's paw started down here. So I mainly just have the kitty, the branch, and then it has that, it's back stitched like a design. It looks kind of like a Chinese screen. Sorry about the glare, guys. There you go, baby. On the sides there. So I've got that lantern in the center, the 3 flowers at the bottom, the kitty cat's paw is done, and I've got to start on the branch. So it'll go really fast. And I'm thinking I'm going to use some fuzzy thread on my kitty cat to make it kind of look a little furrier. But it is so stinking cute. When I saw it, I thought, oh my gosh, that'll be perfect to send to Hannah. So I got it started. So I did have a little start this week. I just also, after that rough news, I needed a little cheer up. So this little kitty cat was looking so nice and happy. And so it made me happy to start on that. Sometimes if you're feeling a little sad, you just need a little start. You just need a new start on anything. And a new start on a stitch piece is really fun. So I saw that and I thought, you know what, that will cheer me up right there. So that is Smiling Kitty by Doreen Jones. And like I said, it's in her Facebook group, and it's probably on her Etsy. I intended to go look, but I forgot. But that is just a little scrap of even weave, 28 count even weave that I had dyed blue and then dyed gray, maybe 2 colors of blue and a gray on. Yeah, I think that's what it was. It was a long time ago. I did these and stitched, I think I did this fabric to stitch the, with that needle and thread, Brenda Gervais, the little hip hop book with all the bunnies. What was it called? It was Jack-o'-lantern Jubilee, and the one that the hip hop one was hip hop hooray, maybe? I'm not sure, but it had all the Easter designs in it, and this was some of the fabric I used for it. And I think I dyed it for this, but maybe I didn't. Maybe I dyed it for something else and used this as the afterward. But it worked. It worked great. So it looks beautiful on here, and I think it looks like you're at night in Chinatown. I loved going to Chinatown in Toronto. I thought it was the most beautiful thing. It's the only one I've ever been to, but I thought it was beautiful and fascinating, and the food was so good. And I have some little jade disc that I bought. I still have on a bracelet that an anklet that I don't wear much anymore. I need to move it on to something else that I do wear more. But that was a really fun trip, and it was beautiful. The Chinatown was beautiful. Okay, who's over there? No, that was okay. That is for my finish. Okay, this was my finish this week. This was my Merrymaking Mini. Let me see if I can stick it on here and get it to stay put. I told you I was working on it. It was the Heart in Hand Merrymaking Mini Floral Heart. And that I believe, and I think Lori sent it to me last year, and if I'm wrong, I hope I'm not wrong. And I've been wanting to get it stitched, so I took this opportunity, and I also will talk about I changed the display behind because I took my Valentine's down. So here is Floral Heart by Merrymaking Mini. It's by Heart in Hand. And it turned out so cute. I love it. I think I had some of the call for colors, but not all. So here are my colors that I used. And literally I used half of that scrap I showed y'all. So here is the other half. So I can stitch this actually again if I want to on this. And that works. So I have another piece here for that. But it came out super cute. I think it's 32 count. I didn't count it to see for y'all, but it's 28 or 32 count. But it came out super cute. And then I have an FFO because I told y'all I was going to work on, yes, okay, last week, Edith, yes, I did have, it did look like a bruise. It was a smear of glue that had got black felt, and then I'd smeared it on my forehead because I'm just cool like that. So yes, there was, because I thought, oh my gosh, I went in there afterward, after I'd filmed, and went to wash my hands. I went to use the bathroom and wash my hands, and I look in the mirror and there I seen it. And there sure is a big, it looks like a bruise right here. It was a big smear where I'd had Eileen's tacky glue on my fingers and I'd pushed a black felt on the back or something. And then I guess I'd done like that and smeared it on my forehead. So I'm so cool. Y'all, I am the coolest person that I know. Oh my gosh, it's embarrassing. It's like being, what is wrong with me? I don't even know half the time. I do not even know. But I did, when we got done, I made myself just go in there and get finished with winter. So, winter is finished. I ordered the frame offline. It's Art to Frames. Art to Frame. Okay, here you go. I'm gonna hold it up here. This is Winter by Cricut Collection. The fabric is a 32 count sea spray, called for DMCs, and the frame is by arttoframe.com. It was 5x17. I ordered it off Amazon. I've ordered from them directly, but if I can find the size on Amazon, then I don't have to pay shipping. Yay. But I worked on it for a while. It is not perfect, but it's perfect enough for me, and I love it. This piece is another one that the cover photo just doesn't do it justice. And I didn't even use any of the sparkly thread. I used the call for DMCs, but I didn't use any of the sparkly thread. I thought I might go back and add the sparkly thread, but I didn't at all. And somehow y'all can see here, I'm gonna show y'all. I made one too long a row right here at the bottom. So my R is one row longer than my E and all my other things. I don't know what happened. I don't know how I did it, but it's fine. It's fine. But I stinking love this. The little cardinals are so cute. That little stocking cap, the sleighs, and then I don't know if it'll show up enough to show the pine cones and the pine needles. Those are pine cones and pine needles sitting in the black sleigh here. And it just turned out so cute. It framed up fine. This is, like I said, 5x17, and this is on 32 count. So I loved it like this. And so, you know, long ones are always harder to frame than not long ones, but it's okay. Then this is one of the Chalk Talk, the Winter Chalk Talks by Hands On Designs. That was the first one that was in the Hirschner's calendar. She now has redone the whole series. You can do all the ones. I'm fixing to start on the spring with it. This is Frosty's Night Out by Blackbird Designs. I just made it into a little cushion, little pin cushion thing. I didn't put a flat bottom on it. It didn't say to, I don't think, so I didn't. This is, and I moved it over here. It was hanging on the liquor cabinet door over there, but it was done with Hands On Design and Priscilla. I cannot think of the name of it. It and this one are the same, in the same pattern. This guy. And I don't know if it was Snowy something. I can't remember. Snowy Mason Jars, Snowy, there was a whole series of them. So that is that guy there. We'll just leave him here for now. This is my little Find Joy, the little snowman. This is the drawn thread. And I can't think of what the name of it is because I think I changed the words on it, or one of the words on it. But you can find it on their website. If you go to the drawnthread.com, you can find it. It's still available on there. This is the Simply Winter. I think this one's called, about the drawn thread on here. So I just changed up this display, and Aria put her little hedgehog over here. She likes her hedgehog being over there. So I moved all that around. Questions and comments. Oh, Jackie said she got to go see the dark hedges, and that I told y'all, look here. I got this from Gail here, and I didn't realize, she said they got to go, and that it was in Game of Thrones. So now I've got to go back and try to remember where it is in Game of Thrones, but it is beautiful. So I bet that was the coolest thing ever. It is so gorgeous looking. And then, okay, Charles, I was laughing. Several of y'all sent in that the old Fisher-Price toys, how good they are and how the kids always want to play with them, always. And they do. And then Charles said he played with fishing lures, you know, without the hook in them. You know, little rubbery jelly worms and the frogs. Okay, Dusk, when we were there on Wednesday, Dusk had a crawfish that didn't have a hook in it, and he's playing with it. Morning, y'all. Oh, I'll make you some more in a minute. Make you some more. Help yourself. Okay, there's coffee, and the filters are right up above there.
Perfect. Thank you.
I hope I didn't wake y'all up with my loud mouth. Okay. And he had a little crawfish, a little rubber lure crawfish, and it was in one of his little trucks. And I'm dying because Catch sees it and picks it up. And he would pick it up and squeeze it, and then he'd say, ooh, and drop it. But he wouldn't stop. He still kept picking it up and squeezing it. He was so funny with it. Ooh, but he was fascinated by it. But yes, Dusk plays with them all the time because Daddy will give him some of his worms, or, you know, like you say, the crawfish, the little frogs, and he plays with them. They puts them in his truck and drives them all around. Bone Thug 42, thank you and welcome. I hope your mom finds us and enjoys us too. Vera, yes, you and I will avoid the desert. The desert is not my place. I'm not protected there at all. Jenny, she did get the North Wind at 123 Stitch recently. So if you don't have it at your LNS, she did find it at 123 Stitch and was able to get it there. Oh, Paulette, thank you. I would try to be a good world ruler. I really would. If I ruled the world, I'd try to be nice about it. Oh, Sharon was one of the ones that talked about the Fisher-Price toys. They're just the best. The new ones, Nellie, okay, Catch's other grandma is Nellie, and he calls her Now. And she has the new Fisher-Price toys. He will not touch them. He will not touch them. So Now says the old Fisher-Price toys are the Taj Mahals of toys, and that her new one is like Section 8 housing because he don't want to go there. He will not play with it. He won't touch it. And you know, the old barn, even mine still, when you open up, it kind of like, it makes a moo when you open up the door. And his, Now says the new one hers don't move. It makes like a scary haunted house sound. So just so you know, you might be better off going to a garage sale or to an antique store and trying to find the old Fisher-Price, because evidently they're worth the money and worth the hunting. Okay, Charlotte, I'm gonna have to check and see when. I really thought that we went in August to Toronto, but maybe I have flipped in my mind the trip that we took to Erie. CJ and I went to see Mimi in Pennsylvania, in Erie. And we went from Erie through Ohio and around, and what do you need, babe? Trash can in the pantry. We went around to the Museum of Detroit, was having a big Egyptian exhibit that I was dying to see. So we went around there and saw it. Well, then when we're getting ready to leave, they're closing off the streets because they're having some kind of a festival. And the filter should be right up there, yeah. And they're closing these streets off. And so we're, of course, not from Detroit. And we're like, oh my gosh. We end up in the tunnel. The only way we see that we get out of town, we end up in the tunnel going to Canada. Yes. We left Pennsylvania, went through Ohio, we're in Detroit, and we end up in Canada. of course, by the time we've turned all the streets in Detroit and we get to the, back then you didn't have to have a passport or anything at the Canadian border, and the little nice Canadian border man says, do you have anything to declare? And I said, I declare I'm glad I'm out of Detroit, because I never thought we was going to get out of there alive, but I thought we was going to die of old age trying to find our way out of Detroit, no joke. But we're stopping at every hotel trying to find a place to sleep. And they're having some kind of, I want to say they told us a softball thing or something. Every hotel is full. Every hotel is full. To the point that, and CJ's crying because he's still a kid, and he thinks that now we're homeless because we don't have a hotel. And so he's crying. He finally goes to sleep. And so Mom and I have been rejected. So we're taking turns. Mom and I are taking turns going into the hotels for them to tell us they're full. Finally, it's my turn again. And I go into the hotel, and the lady is sitting at the hotel bawling. That ain't a good sign that you go and get a room if she's sitting there bawling at the desk. And so I said, okay, look, I can tell by the look on your face that I probably know the answer to this, but do you happen to have any rooms available? And she's crying, and she says, well, I only have one. It's the bridal suite. I'm sorry. And she said, we just heard on the news that, and it was the night that Princess Di was killed in the car wreck, that she'd been in the wreck. They didn't know she was dead yet, I don't think, at that point. And she was just boo-hooing, bawling. It was the bridal suite, the honeymoon suite. And we'll take it. We don't care. We'll take it. I pick him up out of the car and carry him in, like try not to wake him up because his life is ruined because we're homeless, because we don't have a hotel room. Oh my gosh, what a night. So that might have been that trip that I had to buy a coat. And then maybe it was in October or something. So I'll have to check on those dates, because maybe I've got them flip-flopped in my brain, those two trips. Lisa, yes, the fluffy leg hair on those lambs is crazy. And I did not realize, as she said, showing dogs, that they do the same thing, that they even rat up their hair. I mean, I knew they fancy cut them, the fancy clips, but she said they rat their hair up and put hairspray and everything on them. I cannot imagine putting hairspray on a poor dog. I mean, yuck, that's awful. Lord have mercy. I've never had a dog that I don't think would let me put hairspray on it, and I've had good dogs, so I can't imagine how that goes down. Debbie, the way we sheared the sheep back in the day was easy. It's just like giving a burr to a kid. You just got your clippers and you just run them right over the top. The guard is, the thing is on there, that's the length you want, and we clipped the whole thing that same length. So there was none of this stopping at the knee and graduating it out. So literally like they have on leg warmers or something. And Lisa said, yes, it is to make, it does kind of hide bad bone structure or things like that, or, it just kind of shows them off. So I thought that was nuts, just absolutely nuts. Allison, fabric and thread chicken till the end. I am turning that needle. You would think I could not afford to buy another skein of DMC floss. It's not true. I can't afford at least a skein of DMC floss, but in my mind, I am turning that needle, trying to get every little stitch I can. It is nuts. I don't know why. It's just what I do. So, shares from last week before I forget. Y'all email me, NixieLynn at Yahoo. Your addresses is Lorraine Wolf, Lisa Whitaker, Julie McLean, and Cindy Minert. I hope I don't butcher anybody's name. Cindy Minert, maybe. So I hope I did those justice. Shares, and I want to talk about my earrings. Y'all always be asked about my earrings. These were a gift from CJ and Wani at Christmas, and they are made by Maggie. Let me see if I can get that to focus. Madebymaggie.com. And I stinking love them. And it came with care instructions that told me something I did not know. You know when you buy little earrings and it has that little piece of rubber on the back to keep them from pulling through the card? Or that's what I thought it was. Her instructions tell you if you put those on, it'll help keep you from losing your earring. No one ever told me that. So I even learned something from madebymaggie.com. So madebymaggie.com are these beautiful earrings that I love. Thank you, CJ and Wani. And then we're doing, and I have Happy Meal. Before we do the shares, Happy Meal. Look here, this is so cute. From Susan, this beautiful card she sent me. and this beautiful floss bling with the wire wrap. I used to do jewelry and I love the wire wrap. Isn't that gorgeous? So thank you, Susan. I love it so much. And we're gonna do snowmen this week since it's supposed to be cold here again. So we've got several of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 5 snowmen, and so I'll just use the word snow. Just use the word snow. And these are the ones we've got here. We've got Lizzie Kate's Snowman 10 on here. He is so cute. He's like a little mini sampler kind of. He doesn't have letters, but he's just like a little, he's like a whole thing. This one is Lizzie Kate, Baby It's Cold Outside. Isn't he adorable with that little cardinal? Love it. This is Lizzie Kate Ice Queen. And if you have one of these already and you want one of the others, try to mention and I'll try to not send you the one you already have. This is Lizzie Kate Snow Friends. Look at the little bunny and the owl, how cute. And then this is Lizzie Kate, oh, Hug a Snowman maybe? Does it stay on the inside? Snow House. Snow House is the name of this. But use the word snow if you're interested in any of these. And they all kind of go together. A lot of these go together to make, she had the 6 Fat Men series, and a couple of these are out of that. And that's them all put together. Here again, 1, 2, 3 Stitch has all the Lizzie Kate charts. So these, I know I have 2 of the ones from here. So use the word snow if you're interested in any of the shares this week. And y'all, I think we have made it. Oh, I was gonna show y'all pictures of the girls at their thing and then we'll go. The girls at, at our Valentine parties. I lived through a 2nd grade. Here's a kindergarten Valentine party. There's Aria Kyle. And then here's Kenny James at hers. And I don't think any of the pictures of Catch and Daddy are on here. I don't know why. But y'all might have seen them on my Instagram. So y'all have a great week and a happy Friday. And I'll see y'all next week. Enjoy your stitching. Bye.